welcome back to another edition of Nourie's Niche. Working on some old school flatland tricks for the young and the old and everyone in between. Today's trick I thought I would do is a stubble duck. This trick was invented by Seppi Mayes, rode for CW back in the day. Definitely a great influence on my riding, and just a lot of cool original tricks. This trick for me is something that I wish I had more consistent, honestly, which I don't. I'm actually here on this spot because the floor is a little bit smoother, so it's a little easier to spin it around. At the tennis courts, it's a little bit too grippy. It doesn't pull around as easy. So I came here to shoot it. It is a little bit drizzly today, but it's dry right now, so all is well. I've been a little behind schedule. I think it's been a week since I posted my last video, so I've had some other things come up. And honestly, I've had many tricks that I've wanted to do, but I haven't been able to pull. So I'm at that level of my tricks that I'm wanting to do how-tos on, like the Nourie peg spin, cherry pickers. For whatever reason, I can't seem to do them on this bike consistently. And I had a couple other ones that I was working on, overtaker. Anyhow, so today I'm going to do the stubble duck. It's a super fun trick. It does, the style that I'm doing is like the old school style where you do use your lock lever. So once again, for those of you who haven't heard me talk about it, I am using the Dicomp 77, Tech 77 levers with the locking. I just put new cables on, so my brake works super nice, which is ideal. Sometimes they start to wear out and you go to lock it and then it's not quite as grippy. So ideally you want to have a super good functioning locking brake. And again, I think a smoother surface is going to help. And what else can I say? I pump my tires up a little bit harder. Well, nowadays I'm running them a little bit harder. I used to run like 65 because I would do a lot of hopping tricks. So now I think I'm up to 80 pounds. So again, that's just going to be a little bit stiffer and smoother to spin on the, basically it's like a 360 lawnmower. And there's riders now that do it rolling, and it's like amazing for me to watch. I've attempted rolling stubble ducks, but I'm far from getting those even close to pulling. But one day, maybe, we'll never, who knows. And then I just want to thank everyone for following and sticking to it, or sticking with me through this, because I know I've been a little behind. I was trying to do one a day, but I will continue to do more. And I am going to get this new riding spot indoors, which will help a lot. It's right down the, it's basically 50 yards from my house, and it's covered, and we'll have heat, and I can ride year round, and a really nice surface. So that's my plan. I'm probably like a little less than 4 weeks out. So let's get into it. Typically I do it a couple times, but I'm not very consistent in this trick. So I'm going to do another one and hopefully pull it nice and smooth. And then I'll kind of break it down and tell you some things that I think can help when considering learning this trick. So the stubble duck, invented by Seppi Mayes sometime in the 80s. I touched, but you know what? I'm just going to leave it because I'm not very consistent at this trick. I wish I was. But you saw the first one I did, and it's pretty, okay, if we've worked on lawnmowers before, that's, part of it. But there's a lot going on here in the sense of setting up and pulling this clean. First thing I'm going to recommend is, if you have a peg, ideally you want to have a peg that doesn't have like a super sharp edge on it to where your foot won't pivot as easy. Or you run these Iggy pegs, which have a nice rounded end, and they have the caps on them to make it even easier to pivot or spin your foot around. But not necessarily, but it's going to make it a lot easier. The second thing I would say, like I said earlier, is the lock lever, and just a really good lock lever so that it's really, when it's locked, it's not slipping at all. Because you'll notice when you lock it and you go to throw it, if it slips, it's going to roll out from underneath you. So those are two real essential points to cover as far as the setup for the bike. Now, how I would go about getting into it, foot position, is I put my foot kind of like right in the middle. I don't want to put my foot on the ball. Don't want to put it too far on the heel, right about in the middle, so that when my foot spins around, my heel doesn't catch on my frame. And the same is if you had your heel too much. Well, I think on the heel too much, it's just not going to have very much control. So pretty much right in the arch of your foot. And again, on the edge of that peg, hopefully a little bit of a rounded edge, not super cut off, like straight, sharp edge. So that's your foot position. And then what you're gonna, I don't know how to do this slow motion, so I'm just gonna kind of walk you through it the best I can. So I do start with both feet on and I'm having my foot set up. I do a little indo. Right as I do the indo, I lock my lever. Then I do a lawnmower, and then I throw the bars and I switch behind my back and catch it. So let's demonstrate that again in the slow-mo mode. So both feet on the pegs, but the left foot's kind of on the arch, small indo, lock the lever, and then I'm going to turn. And at this point, I'm going to go lawnmower, throw it. And then I'm grabbing the brake so that when I comes around, I can let go of the brake and ride out. Oh, and one thing I didn't mention earlier is that I do set my right pedal forward so that I can step right on it. Okay, let's see if I can pull another one. I wish I was more consistent at this. I need to be more consistent. I'm going to pull this trick. Here we go. I got this. I got it. Oh, come on. I have this habit of dabbing right there. Kind of known for the sneaky touch. So what else can I tell you about this trick? It's gonna take a little while to get this trick down. I think get your bike set up really well, good locking brake, some kind of peg that's got a rounded edge, and then find a little bit smoother surface to try it on. That will help. Make sure your tires aren't super low, like anything below 75 is not going to, depending on your weight obviously, but anything below 75 psi is going to be to your disadvantage. And then, yeah, I think the first step is just practicing getting the setup where you're going to do the, here's how I do it. I would do it like this. Get the indo, lock, and throw. Just do that part. Now this part I just noticed, this attempt, my foot, if you notice, I was a little bit further on my toe, and my heel did catch on it. So I could have been back a little bit and it would have spun around easier. So that's, I think, the first step. Maybe if I break this down 3 different steps, then I'll finally pull another one for you. But please bear with me, because I want to get these tricks out there, even if they're not super consistent, because I know someone will take it on and they'll pick it up and share it with the world or with others. So that's the first step. Second step is, once you've caught it behind your back and I've grabbed the brake so I can release it right away, then you just pivot your body that last part around. So first step, setup, lock the lever there. Now the next one, usually, like this is pretty smooth, so the bike's coming all the way around, but usually I twist my body a little bit around, so it's almost like 180 with the bike and 180 with your body. Pretty much, I would say 90% of the time that happens. But it is nice when it comes all the way around. And then third step is just riding out, which is just simply landing on the pedal and unlocking the brake. So let's see if I can pull another one for you. I don't know. Okay. I can do this. Why is there so much pressure for this trick? I literally tried like 100 to get that first one down in the first beginning part of the video. No joking. I mean, I put it on over and over and over and over and over and couldn't pull it. Finally, I got one. So this is the edit. I want to pull one though to finish it off. Okay. Foot set up, lock lever. Oh, come on. That time my foot got a little bit twisted as well. I need to do another trick to mix it up a little bit. Just to, as if I'm just doing it in my run. Okay, and now stubble duck, just as it comes to my mind. Oh! Like I said, I'm not very consistent at it, and I'm almost ready to delete this video. If I don't pull it, I gotta delete it and do it all over again. Pressure's on. Ugh! Okay, I'm back. I got to thinking, I did the video yesterday on the stubble duck, the how-to video on the stubble duck. And I did pull it one time, but I tried it like 4 times in the video. And I really want to emphasize the importance of pulling your tricks. And so today I got the feeling of I just need to come back to that spot and just do a one shot, one and done, pull it nice and clean, and then just take that clip and add it to the original video, post it, and move on. And I think it's important. Sometimes you do have to let things go for a bit and sit on it. Like I did a lot of stubble ducks yesterday, probably over 50. And so it's always good to, you know, have that consistency in practicing. And I'm trying to bring that trick back so it's more consistent. But I also feel like it's important to post a video where I can pull it at least that second time in the video. And I don't spend a lot of time editing. I'd rather spend the time writing and not in front of the computer. So that's why I just kind of do raw how-tos, just run it and then just cut the ends, trim the ends, and then post it. So today I'm here to pull the stubble duck and then post it and move on to the next trick. So I want to thank once again Seppi Mayes for creating this wonderful trick, the stubble duck. All right, hope you enjoy it. We'll see you next time. Realistically, I'll be probably doing these more like once a week at this point instead of once a day. But I am going to start building some featured guest writers to come on and do various different tricks. I really want to do the Undertaker, so I have somebody in mind for the Undertaker because, again, that's not a very consistent trick. And I haven't done it for years, but I think it's good to do a how-to on it. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.